Today in our gospel, Jesus has just finished his long sermon on the mount, on top of the mountain, and then he comes down. So he's been preaching the gospel basically with words, and now he continues to proclaim the gospel with his deeds through this healing power, cleansing, healing, freeing those in any kind of bondage. There's a couple of things we can pull out from this, from our passage today. At the end, we see Jesus, he does this after a couple different healings. He says, see that you tell no one. See that you tell no one. And so some people think, oh, there's some kind of a secret thing going on here. Jesus trying to keep everything a secret. But maybe there's something more than just Jesus trying to keep everything a secret. When we look at what Jesus is asking him to do, we see he says, see that you tell no one, but go and show yourself to the priest and offer the gift that Moses prescribed, and that will be proof for them. So if you go back to Leviticus, you see with leprosy, there was 2 stages they had to do to prove they were cleansed. If someone felt they were cleansed or healed of leprosy, they had to go to the priest, and then the priest would look and investigate and check it out and then say, okay, you're cleansed, now here's the offering I'm requiring you to go and offer. And so Jesus, in one sense, is kind of taking on a priestly role already, priestly duty already, by already telling the person he's healed, and he's telling him, go and make the offering. He's already doing the first half here, acting as the priest. Go and show yourself to the priest and give him that offering, basically two birds and a couple other things he had to bring, and show them that you're healed. So one, we see Jesus kind of acting as a priest already with his actions. And 2, we see that he's telling this leper to proclaim the gospel, but not in words, but with actions. Right? He's saying, you're healed, now go live like it. The first step to living like it is to bring this offering to the priest so he can offer it so everybody can see. It can be announced to everybody that you're healed. That's the same for us. Jesus is always telling us, basically as his disciples, as his followers, to do what he did. To proclaim the gospel, as we've said, in word and in deed. Most importantly, in our deeds, by our new way of life. Right? He's to go and no longer live as a leper. Now he's to go and live as someone cleansed of leprosy. You and I have been healed and saved from slavery to sin, from fear of death. Those are the 2 things that Jesus came to do in our life. And now we have to live like it. We have to live free from slavery to sin. Dead to sin, as St. Paul will tell us this weekend. Sin is dead to us. If you said to someone in your family, one of your family members, you're dead to me, right? You cut them off. You don't interact anymore. You don't live in that relationship anymore. Same for us and sin. We don't live in a relationship with sin anymore. Those habits have to go. That way of life has to go. Living free from sin will look different than the rest of the world, huh? And we'll be proclaiming with our deeds the gospel of Jesus Christ. And the same goes for fear of death. Jesus came to free us from fear of death. We don't live according to fear anymore. We're not ruled by fear. Now we live free, fearless of dying. We're fearless of dying because we have the hope of eternal life through resurrection. And living with this fearlessness makes us stand out as disciples of Jesus and proclaims with our deeds, we are disciples of Jesus. It proclaims the good news that God offers us of hope for eternal life. It sounds so simple, but if we were actually doing it, the churches would be filled. Churches will be filled. Who doesn't want hope for eternal life? So, how have you been this week, or how can you, looking forward to today and this weekend, continue proclaiming the gospel of Jesus Christ Not with words, there's too many words out there sometimes, but with deeds. By showing that your life is different now because of Jesus. People can argue words, but they can't argue a changed life.